You are now listening to a 302 Birds podcast experience, proudly powered by Tick Pick, Cut, and El Diablo Burritos of Delaware.
And now, proudly also presented by our newest sponsor, Nick's Pizza in Wilmington, Delaware. If you guys haven't tried Nick's yet, you really need to. I want to thank Nick, their owner, today, meeting up with me. We're going to be doing some content there soon. I'm going to be trying to go tomorrow night, actually, hopefully, to watch the Browns-Eagles preseason game. But I do want to give a huge shout-out to our newest sponsor, Nick's Pizza. If you guys want, follow them on Instagram, Nick's Pizza 302. A really good, deep dish pizza. You guys know who knows about good pizza. Ash hanging out there in Chicago. I'm bringing Jack, Big Sean, Matt, and Zeppelin, the crew. How's everybody doing tonight?
Great, man.
Great.
I could have been better.
And not
why don't you tell me a little bit about your past 24 hours?
Yeah, so after work yesterday, I decided to go play some golf with my buddy Casey. He's been on the show a couple times. And we play 18 holes, get back to my car after the 18 holes, and I'm like, damn, I have no idea where my keys are. So I retraced my steps, went to the bathroom, see if they're in there. Not in there. Called AAA. I thought I left them in my car. Got AAA. They came. Keys were not in my car. So then I slept at my parents' house last night. And then this morning at 6:15, I woke up, went back to the course, and was on a golf cart trying to find my keys, and I still have not found them. So either a mower has ate them. I don't know. So I have to order a $300 pair of keys.
Did you check your golf bag yet?
I've checked everything. I've checked.
Yeah, everything we can imagine.
Triple, quadruple check. Yeah, no, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you didn't leave them. And you didn't leave them in the cart when you were playing golf. No.
Nope.
In the clubhouse anywhere?
Check there. Nothing.
So yeah, they're probably on the course somewhere, dude. I left I left my pitching wedge on hole 8 on this one course before, and I left it there overnight. And then the next day, greenskeeper comes out and says, "Oh yeah, I found your club." I was like, "All right, bet."
So I'm waiting for that until Friday to see if they found them. So fingers crossed, everyone.
Fingers crossed. We don't have a call in tonight, but I do want to thank El Diablo as well. We have 2 amazing food sponsors, like pizza and Mexican food. I mean, my girlfriend would love this show. I mean,
what do I want when I'm in the state of Delaware? Of course, El Diablo Burritos. Customer service always is serving your food with a smile on their face, asking how your day is. Their food is phenomenal as well. Their burritos are out of this world, one of the best burritos in town. Their queso is phenomenal. Their burrito bowls are amazing as well. When you're in and around Delaware, stop by your local El Diablo Burritos and tell them that 302 Birds sent you. God bless. Go Birds.
I love El Diablo so much. You know what I love just as much as El Diablo?
Time for Phillies talk with Bob Tani. Junior Stitch.
Well, today you're talking baseball with Ballpark Matt. First, I want to thank CutPick, the #1 friendly sports betting app out there. Let's dive right into the Phils, guys. How are we feeling about how sucky they've been playing the last 3 days? I mean, my God, they're in the stretch that they're supposed to be winning all these games, and they're losing them all. Like, they need to be capitalizing on this stretch, and they're not. Right now, they're winning 7-4, which we love to see. But, I mean, losing 3 games, losing 2 to the Twins, which is just kind of unacceptable, and losing to the first game to the Blue Jays. You have Anthony Dominguez hitting a batter with bases loaded. I mean, come on. Like, they just got to be better. And I'm getting kind of worried because they're the streakiest team I think there is in the MLB. I mean, they go on this hot streak, winning 16 of 20 games, and then they come out losing 3 games that they easily should have won. And I'm just kind of getting worried that it's getting this late into the season, and we're not seeing kind of the team that we saw last year at this time. So I wanted to hear what you guys have to think on it.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, they are streaky. And I did feel like before they had that day off, like after the Twin series, that they were just going to pick it back up And going into that Twin series, I thought all the magic was back with this team. Sorry if I'm looking at the screen because Bryce's stat is up to bat. But anyways, yeah, no, I just Aaron Nola's horrible. I'm not. I don't really. I'm not a fan of him. He like you could literally go on like, for instance, Jack should go on wherever he bets on FanDuel, whatever he bets on, and literally books it that Aaron Nola will give up a home run sometime throughout the game because it's just gonna happen. That's just like 100% solid. Like it's a good bet. He's not really good this season, and yeah, these are the games that they should be winning because they're going into this stretch in the wild card, and I feel like the Miami Marlins are really really close behind them, and then there's a bunch of teams behind them that could catch up. So it's just they need to win these games.
And Big Sean, thanks for bringing that up. I know you guys got all excited with my bets last week, so I have them for this week as well. I'll go through them real quick. It's still 5-leg parlay, right? What we got on the about this week is we got the Philadelphia Phillies winning money line. We got the Yankees winning money line, which is a little scares me a little bit. They're down 2-0. We got the Angels winning money line. They're up 1-0. We got the Baltimore Orioles winning money line. They're up 1-0. And then I have the Brewers money line, and that game's at 10-11. So fingers crossed. I came up short last week. Needless to say, I should have cashed out. But hey, back at it again. I'll do this every week. Right now. Yeah.
Every week until what? Until you give us bad advice and then we lose our money and go broke? Or how does this work?
Until playoffs. We'll see. Because, I mean, I'm not a big baseball bettor, but thanks to Cut Betting and FanDuel, I am using that to bet baseball right now. I'm not too hot on it right now, but we'll see. Stay tuned for next week.
You sound like an avid baseball bettor if I've ever heard one. I'm not too keen on it. You know who you have to bet with? The freaking ghost of the night who isn't here. Listen, Dutch, all right? I'm on vacation. Piss off. I'm out. No. My guy, Ballpark Tommy. That dude is a machine when it comes to sports betting with baseball because Tom is very analytical, but he's also very, he knows baseball. So when he goes with his gut, and he also goes with the analytics. It's a very good combo. So when we were in college, me and him would just sit there, bet a lot of times, and it was a whole bunch of fun. So that's who you got to get advice from. You know who the Phillies need to go out and get some advice from is potentially a new hitting coach. I'm glad that Shard brought this up in our group chat today. Potentially the hitting being absolutely god-awful. I mean, when you look at these stats from yesterday, Schwarber 0 for 4, Bohm 0 for 4, Harper 0 for 4, Castellanos, who's had a pretty good year, averaging 0.277, 0 for 4. Stott's had a pretty underrated year. I'm glad that people are starting to realize that. He goes 1 for 2, but I mean, just really embarrassing as a whole. Do you guys think that it might be time to find a new hitting coach, or am I overreacting? I think Kevin Long is his name, if I'm not mistaken.
I personally don't agree for the mere factor that Kevin Long, for the past probably 10 seasons in the MLB, has been regarded as one of the best hitting coaches in the MLB. I do think that the batters need to be a little bit more disciplined at the plate. I think they're just being a little aggressive. I think what needs to change is Kyle Schwarber needs to not be leadoff anymore. I think him striking out every single time he's up to bat does not put the rest of the batters in the lineup in a good position. The leadoff spot's supposed to be the guy that gets on base the most, and he's most certainly not. I think he's batting like 182, and that's just not good for a leadoff. If you were to have someone in the leadoff position, the pressure alleviates from the people that are behind him. Instead of hitting for runs, they can hit to move the leadoff batter over and stuff like that. But I think, with the struggles in the leadoff spot, I think people are just, feeling a little bit more pressure than they should be feeling, the first time around in the lineup.
Yeah. Honestly, the whole team is just a mess right now. I feel like about once every couple of weeks, I'll get a little bit excited that they're meshing and that maybe things are going to be trending in the right direction. And then we will have stretches like we are going on right now. I will be honest, I watched my first Phillies game for the first time in 3 months yesterday. That was a terrible game to watch from I personally really struggled to stay anywhere near engaged. I don't know that the hitting coach is the problem. I think the problem is more of a player, like a bigger scene than just one person. But that is definitely my opinion on that.
Yeah, I mean, fingers crossed because this Phillies team, they show me, little peaks and brightnesses of being a good team, and then they just come back with this losing streak. So what are we still number one in the wild card right now? As of right now?
Yeah, we should be a game and a half
Okay.
above,
Great.
because we were 2.5 games going into above like in the wild card yesterday, but then you lost that game, so you expected them to be a game and a half
Yeah.
above.
I mean, I'm not. My hopes aren't up yet. It's just this is going to be very stressful time of year for the Phillies to be a fan of. So let's hopefully they come up top, come out on top.
Well, yeah, and not only that, but you would love to see them get that first the first I guess ranking in the wild card, because then if you do, then you get to play at home for the first 2 games of the series. Well, it is the wild card series is only 2 games, so yeah, you get to play those games at Citizens Bank in front of your home crowd. Prior, it's going to be rocking. So it's important to get back and show your fans really what team you actually are.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think one thing that I'm noticing is the pitching, the past couple of days has just been dreadful. I mean, starting pitching is letting up, 4 or 5 runs a game. Aaron Nola does not look good this year. He's just serving meatballs all of the time. And I think he just needs to. I don't know what's going on this year, but he doesn't have it, and that needs to change if we're going to want to make a deep postseason run. Wheeler, it looks like he's starting to get back to his self. He's placing the ball as well. His velocity's up. He's throwing 97, 98. But I mean, Ranger Suarez, he's been looking shaky. Taijuan Walker had a shaky outing his last time out. I guess the main hope is that Lorenzen's going to be able to keep up his domination, and we'll be able to see that on Friday night when the Phillies take on the Nationals in Williamsport. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait for that series.
Yeah, I was actually going to try to go out to that game up in Williamsport, but tickets are so hard to get just because the stadium only holds like 10,000 people, I believe.
Yeah.
So, and half of that, or a little less than half, is the family members of the players. So you just you really can't even get close to that stadium without paying like $500 a ticket or something like that. And to see that, I mean, it would be cool, but I'm not going to pay that just to see them. I was actually because I'm going to be up in that area anyways for this weekend, and yeah, I was thinking maybe I could stop up there and then stand outside the stadium because that's where they come walking in and stuff like that. So if I could maybe just see some of the players like walking in, then that would be pretty cool. But yeah.
What do you guys think about the Sixers being a fucking sinking ship right now? I know Matt has been, me and him have been really texting about it because he's been posting a lot on our TikTok about it. So I kind of want to let him take it first. But I mean, are we overreacting about this whole Twitter thing, or what's the deal?
So I think initially, well, not even initially, I'm still kind of upset about it. I am just baffled at the fact that James Harden would go out of his way to ruin kind of like his own reputation for what is he going to get? I mean, Daryl Morey is not going to trade him unless they get like a superstar in return, which is never going to happen. So Harden's basically just being a diva. And then now we're seeing players on the Sixers kind of backing him up. PJ Tucker saying that he stands with Harden. Joel Embiid taking processing off of his Twitter and also removing the location of Philadelphia. I just think I think the problem here, the more I look at it, is not necessarily Harden. Yes, I think Harden's a kind of a bitch, but like I think the main problem here is Daryl Morey, whatever the fuck his last name is. It really seems like he's kind of just destroying this team. He came into Philly with the hopes of bringing this team above and beyond, and he has not done that at all. He goes out and gets run-of-the-mill players like Anthony. I can't even think of their names. That's how unimportant.
Anthony Melton.
Yeah, the Anthony Melton and the other one, Daniel House Jr. They really haven't done much. And the big signing for Daryl Morey is the Harden signing, and that literally blew up in his face because that's all I have to say. I mean, it really sucks because year in and year out for the last 6 years, we're like, this is it. This is our team. We got it. And then we blow up every single year. So, I mean, is this to be expected? Yeah, kind of. But it's just it really sucks to see because I do really want to support the Sixers and I want to be able to be excited for the postseason and be excited for the season. But I am not looking forward to this year at all.
Yeah, I'm not excited for the season one bit. Yeah, I'll watch a couple games, but knowing that they'll probably get eliminated second round like usual. Not even second rounds. If you don't even have PJ Tucker, Harden, or Embiid in your lineup, yeah, you're not even making the playoffs. So, yeah, I just don't agree what Daryl Morey's doing with this team, and it's one of the biggest things from a Sixers fan with everything we could all agree about is Jimmy Butler should have never been traded. It all revolves back to that because if you still have Jimmy Butler in that lineup, then the team would be a whole lot different. But yeah, I'm not excited, and I don't know if it's like overreacting or anything like that. Like Joel Embiid, he's a troll. He could have just like done that, like just out of animosity, kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know. He might want out. He might want out of Philly. We don't know.
I think the Twitter thing's an overreaction. It's kind of that's definitely looking into things like whatever. The Harden thing's going to turn out like Ben Simmons, though. He's going to be on the team the entire season, not play. Morey's not going to trade him. So that sucks. Who cares about Carter? I mean, he's trash. He scored like 3 points in like every game. Like, he's just not good. Or PJ Tucker, not Carter. Sorry, PJ Tucker. He's a dog, but
it's not Twitter. It's X. So
it is X.
I
kind
don't
of like your keys. They're your X keys because you don't have them anymore. Yeah. I kind of walked them down.
Just like your ex-girlfriend.
All right. Whatever. We're on to bigger, better things, man. I'm taking whey protein. I'm getting yoked. All right. The tan looks good. My natural
just like Daryl Morey and James Harden used to have a relationship for exes.
Yeah. I want them both gone. I've said it for a while. The only people on the Sixers I care about is Joel Embiid and Maxey. Everybody else, whatever. We should have never have traded Dario Saric, or however you said his name, or TJ McConnell. They were part of the process.
Do we, like I think Sean has hit on in the past, do we completely do the process again and just build it around Maxey?
Maxey's not the guy to build around. Maxey is a great complementary piece, but I don't think he's good enough to be the guy. I wanted to touch on your statement about saying that the Twitter's not an overreaction or is an overreaction. I think Joel Embiid is so with it online and like knows what's going on with the media that it was a calculated decision to take that stuff off of Twitter because he knew exactly what he was doing. I feel like he knew that he was going to get a reaction. He knew that Philly was going to be kind of reacting to it. So I don't think that he did it just because he wanted to switch on his Twitter. I think he was like, okay, I'm gonna make Philly shit themselves a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm glad somebody said it. It's not an overreaction. This is something to worry about. The thing I think that's good that I want to highlight, you see that little piece right there? That's like in the breakup. Like you're like, okay, well, he still has the process on his, border or whatever you call it on X. There you go, Jack. Whatever the fuck it is called, it's still there. Once he takes that off, we're mega fucked. Like right now, we're kind of fucked. Like we're fucked. Once he takes that off, we're mega fucked. The reason is, I agree with Matt. He knew what he was doing. He's Joel Embiid. People are looking at his Twitter hourly, looking at his following list, his unfollowing, his likes, because there's fucking trolls out there with nothing better to do. So this was a conscientious decision that he made, and he knew when he was making it what he was getting into. So I think that this is just the start of the Joel Embiid saga of how the Philadelphia 76ers organization failed him yet again. Unfortunately, I think that this is the last straw.
Also,
I think
off
people have
topic.
too much time on their hands.
Also,
yeah, exactly.
Off topic. Jake Cave just went yard, so it's 8-4 now. But speaking about that again, if you're gonna trade Embiid, or if he's gonna request a trade, I would do it now because he only has 3 to 4 more seasons of prime basketball left in him. So I would try to trade him and get as much as you can for him right now. If you're looking to rebuild or looking to make a whole different Sixers team, but because you don't want him holding out or anything like that. I mean, there's no reason he should hold out because he's under contract. But yeah, it does scare me a little bit with Twitter, of course, and yeah, it's.
Do you guys know what we used to call Jack in middle school? Well, I should correct that, right, Josh? What Jack used to call Jack in middle school? Air Jordan. How you feeling about this deal? Jalen Hurts signing with Jordan, one of 3 QBs, I believe. I think it's him, Bryce Young, and I'm drawing a blank on the 3rd QB.
I mean, I think it's great. I think this Jordan brand's gonna blow up after this because this is an iconic NFL player, and now more cleats will be sold for kids that are playing football now. So I think it's awesome. I'm not sure what the contract was. He already had a first commercial, and I think it kind of like it was already going to happen because every game he wore Jordans. Like it was weird seeing him in the red Jordans because usually you see him in the black or green ones. But I think what the Jordan brand is, what they did with Michael Jordan is go after young athletes and just blow them up. So I think this is a great signing for Jalen Hurts. Get his name associated with the Jordan brand, which is pretty well known all across the nation. So I think it's a big win for him for sure.
I thought the red cleats looked kind of sick because he was matching it with the practice jersey. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
Yeah, it's definitely cool. Go ahead, Dalt.
Oh, I was just going to say, I think it's a good signing too. Like going off what Jack said, it's a strategic deal. Like Jordan, nationwide brand, worldwide brand, for God's sake. So,
and if you really think about it, and then I'll stop talking. If you really think about it,
you're all good. Don't worry.
The Jordan brand is not a big brand in football at all. So I think by doing this, it's gonna blow up, and we're gonna see a lot more kids wearing the Jordan cleats, things like that. So I think it's a good economic decision from Jordan. But more power to him. He deserves it.
The 3rd quarterback, Jack, was Dak Prescott.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm kind of with Josh's reaction on that.
Nike cleats suck. I like Nike basketball shoes. I only get Nike sneakers. Nike cleats are horrible. They don't have the arch support that you need. I have very flat arches and I have bad ankles, bad Achilles heels. Not good. Not good. He better take them bitches up. That's all I'll say.
Are you a big
Yeah.
Under Armour guy? Like, what kind of cleats do you wear, Josh?
Again, Nike shoes. I'm an Under Armour cleats guy because I have really wide feet and I have really flat arches, so it really just fits my foot better.
Beamer.
My favorite baseball cleat was New Balance. New Balance
Newbies?
baseball cleats were amazing.
Yeah, newbie.
Yeah.
I got New Balance steel-toed shoes at work. They're fire.
New Balance is back in. New Balance
Newbies are back.
They're
Yes,
back.
Matt.
They're in.
Yeah, no, because New Balance used to be that 40-year-old dad shoe that you would just use around, and now like they're making more
The lawnmower 2.0s, baby.
Yeah, exactly. Now they're making more of like an athletic cut to the shoe, and I think it's great that they redesigned the brand.
Like these right here, I wear them all the time to the tailgates. These are 550s. These are comfortable as hell, and they're good. But then I also have New Balance golf cleats. Those are fire, and I got those for a steal too. So I mean, can't go
So
wrong
I
with
guess
New
the
Balance.
whole verdict of this is that Jalen Hurts should have signed a deal with New Balance rather than Jordan.
Life hack.
Jordan. Jordan, I believe is a really good signing for him. It fits his mentality in a player wise because Jordan was always he was 6-0 in the NBA Finals. So he's so dedicated, and you got to think that he's almost the same mentality.
Well, Jalen Hurts is already 0-1 championship, so that sucks.
That's
well,
true.
he hasn't signed. He didn't sign the deal yet, dickhead.
That's facts.
So now he has to go. So now he has to go undefeated with under the Jordan brand.
Yeah. Yo, I got a life hack for the listeners out there. If you're push mowing your lawn, wear cleats. I'm telling you, it's so much better traction. It's a game changer.
Moving on.
Preseason standouts. Who do you got, Jack? I mean, good, bad, ugly.
I think it's a graphic, but I'm so notorious for doing this. But I like Rick's a lot. The young cornerback, was he or whatever? Yeah, the pick six.
Yeah, you got it. Pick six, Rick.
He played out of his mind on Saturday, but my big concern is that he needs to stop mouthing off to like the other players, because if you saw, he did it twice. Granted, it was preseason, doesn't matter, but if he does that in a regular season, then that could cost us a lot of yards penalty wise. So he needs to get his ego put down a couple notches, because you can't really do that. And then I wish I watched the second half of the game. But I heard a lot of people were not really big on Carter playing only like three snaps or whatever. Definitely think we should get him in. And then McKee. I think we have a third quarterback. I mean, Mariota played like ass, but it's going to be Hurts, McKee, and probably Mariota, because Ian Book, oh my God, that man is an idiot. That's why I got cut from all these teams, because he had terrible decisions. He was pulling the same kind of shit that Jalen Hurts originally pulled when he first got in the league, where he wouldn't look to like check down to anyone. He would just immediately run. So you can't have that and be successful, because he got sacked, 5 times, if that. And I mean, that's my big takeaways.
Yeah, what college did you go to, Jack?
Go Irish.
Mm-hmm. Classic Notre Dame NFL player.
Ian Book went there?
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Yep.
Ian Book fucked the shit out of it. Like, that was like one of the worst. I mean, it's preseason. Don't get me wrong. It's preseason. But, I mean, when I was looking at Eagles Twitter after the game, a lot of the fans, I mean, this is notorious for Philly. I mean, if you're a QB and you take one wrong step in Philadelphia, people are going to be coming for your head. But they were calling for his head. A lot of people were saying that they thought we should have left in Tanner McKee most of the game and that we would have won. I mean, it's preseason. It is what it is. At least you know now that Ian Book isn't your guy. And it's also preseason. Like, who cares?
And I like the dog in McKee because when he got taken out, he was right next to the quarterback coach, like, put me in, because he wanted to play. So I like that mentality.
You also know that Mariota is not going to be the backup. I thought Mariota would have been a lot better of a backup than he performed. And I used to remember when he was a dog in college, when he played for Oregon. He played good, and then he had a couple good seasons in the NFL. But yeah, I'd rather have Gardner Minshew, but obviously you can't have all of them.
Ryan Swope hit it on the head. Sidney Brown had a game. He had a great game, and I'm really excited to see more from him. I think he could possibly take over that free safety position, have Blankenship and him back there. I think that would be fantastic. Terrell Edmonds, I've heard, has not really had a good camp. So I do think that second safety position's wide open, and if he continues to have a good kind of preseason, I think we could see him starting opening week 1.
Good point. Go ahead.
Yeah,
No, go ahead.
you're good. Yeah, that's a very, very good point. Definitely the two downfalls for me were Mariota to begin with, and to think that Chip Kelly tried to trade up so that the Eagles would take him number 1 overall is still. But then also, I mean, Ian Book, I know we've already said it on Twitter, and TikTok, there were lots of people comparing him to Clayton Thorson, who was a notoriously terrible quarterback for us in the preseason. That breaks my heart to say because he literally went to my high school, but I don't know, it was bad. It's preseason, so everything else is all sunshine and rainbows. I feel like it's either sunshine and rainbows or you suck and you need to leave the city. I feel like there's nothing in between in preseason, but it's so hard to say what this team is actually going to look like come September 10th.
I thought Mariota did a fine job, if I'm being totally honest. He ran the ball. He got the first downs. You got to think, if Jalen Hurts goes down, he's not throwing to Naga and Ward or whatever. Mariota is going to be throwing to Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert. All he needs to do is, keep the play alive and just hit the wide open guy. So I feel good about that.
Almost sounds familiar.
Yeah. I will disagree.
Brock Purdy.
Yeah, that's what it needs to be. That's fine. Brock Purdy was fine.
Exactly.
I am going to disagree with Jack.
Okay.
We need to shut Jalen Carter down the rest of preseason. He played 2 snaps. He got pressure both snaps. He's fine. He's going to be a phenomenal starter. Let's shut that shit down now. I don't need to see it anymore.
Well, I'm not saying he's not going to be. I just want to see him play more.
I don't want to see my stars play at all.
They're going to play the next 2 games.
I don't think they'll play game 3. I think we'll see, if anything, we'll see them play on tomorrow night. I think we'll see probably 2 drives tomorrow night, and then game 3 we'll see all the scrubs.
You think so?
I'd be surprised if we see. I mean, I guess A.J. Brown's not going to play. Jalen Hurts isn't going to play. I'd be very surprised if we saw guys like that. Personally.
I hope I get to see some starters tomorrow. I mean, that's always fun. I mean, 1-2 drives, I would be very happy with that. The only reason I want to see starters play is because they do have new coordinators, and I really want to see how they manage that in game instead of just in practice. I don't want to see all of the mishaps happen in the first game of the season because I want to come out firing. I want to come out and know that we're going to handle the Patriots. But if they don't get any work in the preseason, I'm going to be kind of skeptical week 1.
Well, so, okay, yeah, the week 3's before our regular season, but do we have the starters that game, not the second game? Because that's pretty much game mode game for them. A couple drives here and there. So like you just said, they can get to know the coordinators well, things like that. I'm not saying play a whole quarter, maybe a few series so they can get used to these play calling from these coordinators. I don't know.
I think they do that mostly in the shared practices now.
You think so?
I think from what I'm reading, I think that's kind of the new thing. Like the coordinators call plays against when they have these joint practices, and then only the guys trying to make the team play the preseason. But I could be wrong.
Moving on up.
Yeah, I think you're dead on, Josh. I think that's an accurate analysis. Yeah, moving on now to a little bit of score predictions. We were kind of hinting at it. The Eagles host the Cleveland Browns tomorrow. Pretty cool to see Myles Garrett and some of the other Cleveland Browns going around Eagles camp, signing some stuff for the kids, local Browns fans as well. But this game has a lot of implications for two positional groups specifically. I think tight end and safety, like we kind of hinted at earlier. We'll get to it in the final topic. That's the whole final topic is safety and kind of how that battle's heating up. But I think wide receiver 3 and wide receiver 4 are two positions that could sort of be up for grabs. Did the Eagles bring back Deion Kane, if I'm not mistaken? Is that him, 85, or is that somebody else?
Nope. That's
Nagata or whatever.
yeah, it's not
Okay.
Deion Kane.
Yeah. I think Nagata, I don't know. He played for the Browns or Broncos, I want to say.
Something like that. He
Yeah.
was supposed to be pretty good.
He played
should
well.
be decent. My main thing that I want is I just want some Quez has been pissing me off all off season. So I want somebody to come out and take his job, whether it's that kid Zacchaeus or whatever, Olamide or whatever from Atlanta that played with Jalen Hurts, I guess, at Oklahoma, or if it's going to be, I think Greg Ward's even back. So it really seems like Howie is kind of just playing with all of his toys right now and seeing what he likes before the Eagles go out and gear up for hopefully their second Super Bowl. But score prediction for me, I'm going to go 31-21 Eagles. Hopefully it's a high-scoring game.
I'm going to go 28-21 Eagles. And the guy in that graphic, that's Tyree Cleveland. He's been in the league for 4 years.
Yeah, not as 86.
Yeah, Broncos.
I think Kane is 88.
Is he? I'm looking at it right now.
Mm.
But I think
88's got.
Oh, that is Goddard. Wow, I'm dumb.
It's okay. It happens to the best of us. Don't.
Yeah, 28-21 Eagles.
Yeah, I saw this reel, I guess. It was on this one Instagram page, and it says Dallas Goedert's in jail right now getting locked up by Rodney McLeod. It turned out to be Grant Calcaterra in the graphic, and then they started clowning the sports pages that actually posted it because they got them
I forgot that McLeod's there. He is in Cleveland, right?
Yeah. Yep.
What is he in? Is he in his second season there, this would be, or his third? Because he went to Indianapolis for a little bit.
Yeah, I think this is his first season with the Browns.
Yeah, it is.
But, I mean, yeah, because he was on the Eagles, then he went to the Colts, I believe. Now he's on the Browns. I really liked him as an Eagle.
What's your score prediction for tomorrow night, Big Sean?
I got 27-14 Birds.
Okay.
Yep.
I like
Ash.
Go ahead, Ash.
I'm going 17-21 Browns.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the high scoring as well, 33-24. I like it, but I wanted to touch on the wide receiver thing. Kez Watkins has actually been, according to reports, has been having a good camp.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. Thank you, Matt.
So I do think that the team wants him as number 3. I think he could be a very good complementary wide receiver for Bryce Harper. Just went yard again.
Yep, I did just see that, yeah.
But
fucking new hitting coach. Sorry.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, Kez Watkins. He's having a good camp. I think he's a really good complementary wide receiver beside A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. If he is on and can catch the ball, he can spread the field unlike any other wide. He is so fast. He's just got to catch and get open. That's all he's got to do. And I gotta gotta keep my fingers crossed, and I gotta hope that he's gonna be able to do that this season. Because if he can, we're gonna be unstoppable in offense. Because we haven't even talked about the running back situation yet.
Nady, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining.
Nady, what a beast.
Freaking bartender. That was a great night. I know, Josh. That was, I think, the first time that Nady and Josh got to meet each other. So you see Josh's look at his face of just pure joy. That's why you got to come back and tailgate with us, Josh. Maybe the Vikings game we'll see you out there. Can we drag you out?
I don't know when that is, but sure.
You might have off next day. Who knows?
It's a Thursday night game.
It is a Thursday night game.
Yeah, which week is that? It's like week 3?
It's
September
second
14th.
Week 2.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I'm going to say 27-22 Browns. I think we lose. I agree with Matt.
There you go, Josh.
I agree with Matt. That was a shit. Dude, you're on the streets talking about that was funny. I'm going to say 27-22 Browns. I agree with Matt. Quez Watkins is playing well. Also, I know this is like anti-American because we're very competitive. We need to stop keeping score in preseason. I don't care. I don't care about the score. It does nothing. And also I hate the Ravens fans who are like, oh, this is the street. Who cares? Who cares? Like, shut the hell up. Like, it actually started to piss me off, that record. At first, it's like, oh, that's cool. Now, like, they like, where is this point of pride? Like, honestly, go get a life, Baltimore.
Yeah, Josh, you tell them.
Dude, honestly, Baltimore fans kind of just pissed me off. Like, this past week. I still have respect for them, but, like, they just pissed me off.
I'm glad that we were kind of talking about Minnesota fans, though, because, like, I love Minnesota fans. I think Nick Foles loves Minnesota fans. Sorry, that was the best that I could do right there. That was all I got.
How many Minnesota fans do you know?
I know. No, Jack, it's not the one that we both know, okay? Because you're going to bring it up. Don't even say the name because it's like a work topic right now. I'll tell you after the show. No, I would say 1, 2, 3. I probably know like 6 Minnesota fans, but those Minnesota fans that I know, shout out to Marvel of Horror, Bruce Marvel, the podcast I was on, the horror podcast last Friday night. He is a Vikings fan. He told me what it's like to suffer because, BDN, man. I mean, they come to our stadium. He absolutely obliterates them 38-7. Then he goes to their house where they had the chance to be the first ever team to have a home Super Bowl, and they fucked it because BDN, Nick Foles. And earlier this week on John Clark's The Takeoff podcast, Nick Foles basically said if it was up to him, he would have never left. Obviously, I think we would have get the fuck out of here. We're tired of mediocre. Because look, Nick Foles, what he did for us was super amazing. That run, it was magical. But at the end of the day, we all know that Nick Foles wasn't consistent when he needed to be, or he would have stayed in the position that he needed to be long term. Maybe as a backup, that would have been nice. But I really think the way that it all played out, it was picture perfect, written that way, supposed to happen.
Josh, I'm not liking that point of view that you have right now with your camera.
I can go. Wait, it's the Dennis Reynolds meme. I can go lower. You want me to go lower?
Oh my God!
Nope. I mean, yeah, you pulled up Bryce Harper. He would have stayed. You love Philly so much. He did a lot of good things for us. But if we didn't have a departure with him, we wouldn't see the great Jalen Hurts take the helm of this offense. So it was sad for him to go. Kind of like, I'm not sure what all happened that he left right after winning the Super Bowl. But I mean, like Dalton said, I think it was time for him to go, and I'm glad that what he did for the city still is going to be my all-time Eagle memory. But I'm glad that he did that for us, and not now we have Jalen Hurts. So thanks, but no thanks.
I think this relates really well to Fletcher Cox saying that there was a lot of veterans from the Philadelphia Eagles that influenced him to re-sign with the Eagles this offseason. He didn't name the veterans of the Eagles that told him that when they left, it was like the worst decision of their lives. But I think I could imagine Nick Foles being one of those guys, Malcolm Jenkins being one of those guys. But I mean, just focusing on Nick Foles, it was one of those situations where it was like, hate to see you leave, happy to see you go, that kind of thing. So, I mean, I think it was best for his career. Well, I mean, he kind of sucked after he left Philly, but he would have been a great backup. I mean, I feel like as an Eagles fan, like, I would have been completely okay if he stayed in Philadelphia as a backup quarterback because he did show up in the big games. The regular season, he sucked dick. But, like, when it was, like, the playoffs, like, you knew that he was going to be out there, like, giving it his all. I mean, it was better than Josh McCown. I mean, I would have rather had Nick Foles in that situation than Josh McCown.
Yeah. I mean, I think this love that Philadelphia has for him is unlike anything. I have had the privilege of living in two of the cities that he has also been to since Philly, and they do not like him in either of those two cities. And I think it's just, there is forever going to be something that ties, I mean, a huge thing that ties him to Philadelphia. But obviously, I was really excited for him to leave Philly. As much as it like broke my heart as a Philly fan, I was like, go do great things. And unfortunately, he didn't. But I think he definitely left his impact on the city, and it's so great to hear that he still loves that place like home.
I just think of the meme of Thibodeau like dancing while Nick Foles is just dead on the ground. Like he was just not moving, and I was like, "All right, that you're done, Nick. Like you can retire now."
You know what? One of the worst things was we bought one of our editors, Colin. Shout out to NFL Colin. We bought him like a Thibodeau jersey because Thibodeau was having a pretty good season, and then that week, like Thibodeau, like fucking just kills Nick Foles and then like celebrates on him, and I'm like, ooh, like I kind of want to refund that purchase right now, like, and he like gets it. He's like, I love this jersey even more. I'm like, you shut up, like, but shout out to Colin.
He was like doing snow angels next to Nick Foles' dead body, right?
So bad, yeah.
It was bad.
Nick Foles is he's a witch. I think he made a deal with the devil. Honestly. Seriously, like he was a Super Bowl. Like Nick Foles will play really good for 3 games, and then like the next 3 games, like he can't throw a football. And then like game number 7, game 8, game 9, he's a beast again. Game 10, 11, 12, can't throw a football. Makes no sense. Like there will never be another person like Nick Foles. The way he plays the quarterback position, it's insane. It's like actually crazy when you look at like his game by game breakdown. He did it when he was the starter in Philly. He did it when he was the backup. He did it in Kansas City when he was the backup. He did it in, well, I guess he didn't really play again. The funny thing is, like, he went to Jacksonville and then got benched. Well, he got hurt, then he got benched for Gardner Minshew, and Gardner Minshew became Hurts's backup, yada, yada. It's like, I don't know. I think, like, stuff in the city of Philadelphia runs through Nick Foles one way or another.
All roads lead to Nick Foles.
This is
He is the only guy with a statue besides Tom Salucci, the one that we're building outside of Citizens Bank, for being the greatest Philly fan of all time. Sorry.
But this is a question that was like just retracing through my brain. And I don't know if it has to deal with like Nick Foles in general, but whose number do you want to see the Eagles retire next up?
Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz. Because I was thinking Nick Foles might deserve it. I mean, he gave us our first Super Bowl. And yeah, so I don't know. I mean, there's
I think it's either number 9, because who wears 9 now on the team? No one.
That's just an ugly number. I can't imagine another person wearing number 9 other than Nick Foles.
Exactly. So
true. It's true.
Maybe making it cool, 9 for 9 inches.
Maybe they already retired Nick Foles' jersey already, and they don't give that number out anymore. But
nah,
I know we hit on this like I don't know a couple episodes ago, but definitely Jason Kelsey or Lane Johnson. I think I would like to see those jerseys retired.
Yeah, there you go.
Those are seasoned vets.
There you go. There you go, Jack. So the Phillies are 3.5 games above in the wild card.
Okay, beautiful.
They just
Nice.
won 9-4.
Let's go.
Bryce Harper,
Keep it alive.
Bryce Harper, 3 for 4, 2 home runs, 2 RBIs, obviously, 3 runs. Jake Cave is the other Chevrolet player of the game, 2 for 3 solo home run and 2 RBIs, 2 runs.
Beautiful.
Great game
Love the
from both.
stats. Moving on up. Dalton moving on up. Earth to Dalton, moving on up.
I got you. Sorry, I was muted. And last but not least, our final topic of the
Nope,
night.
we got some questions.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Time for everybody's favorite part of the show, 302 Trivia, with your host, Jack Dalton, the mayor of Delaware.
Thank you, Fantasy Football Network. We will be using you in the next couple of weeks when we have our 302 Birds Fantasy Football Draft. But tonight's question we got for you guys, and I don't think I put it on the banner, but that sucks. How many playoff games did the Eagles win during the 1980s? This is a blast from the past. How many playoff games did the Eagles win during the 1980 season? A2, B3, C1, D0. Again, how many playoff games did the Eagles win during the 1980 season? A2, B3, C1, D0. We'll give you the answer at the end of the show.
I have another trivia question. Dalton, if I'm allowed to.
Yeah, you can.
All right, where are Jack's keys located?
The world may never know.
Wait, while we're
God,
on the topic,
that actually does suck. That like literally, I would lose sleep over that situation.
I got another
He
trivia
did.
question.
He only slept like 2. Oh god, here we go.
When
Now
will
do
Josh
it.
find a girlfriend? It doesn't last.
Oh my
2 months.
god. Why does it always? You two are ruthless. We can tell that you two have known each other for a while.
wait, while
You
we're
know,
on the topic of Jack, I just wanted to say in the El Diablo advertisement, I think it's like your smile when you turn around and look at the camera has me dying every single time when you're walking up to the counter.
What do I want when I'm in the state of Delaware?
You know why? Because that is the pure look of hype and excitement that El Diablo brings. That is me and Jack. That is not acting. Like, that's me and him just legit excited to go get a bowl. I got the same dumbass look on my face when I'm out there. I'm like, and like everybody's like staring at me eating out there. They're like, what are these guys doing? I don't care. El Diablo is that good. Another sponsor of ours that's very good, like I already mentioned, and to wrap up the show, Nick's Pizza. Let me tell you guys, they make the best like Detroit style or deep dish pizza, whatever you want to call it. That thick, square, like, you know what I mean? Deep dish. It's not circular. I just want to note that, Jack. Sicilian, yeah. Tomato pie. But this one dessert that they make is so fucking good. It has banana on it. It's like basically like imagine a funnel cake pizza with banana slices and then syrup. I just really want to thank Nick, their owner, once again for sponsoring our podcast for the whole season. And we're going to be able to showcase for you guys all the awesome things that they're doing. But they did sponsor this segment tonight, so I just wanted to thank them. What were you saying, Jack? Were you going to bust my balls?
Yeah, it was. I said, if this is one of our sponsors, you should know what kind of style pizza they got.
I know it's fucking good. How about that? That's all I need to know. Okay?
Wait.
Good.
Say syrup again.
No, fuck you. Anyway, the heating up battle at safety. Let me tell you guys, Reed Blankenship, he's been playing really well. It's noted that I think he's picked off Deshaun Watson 3 times so far throughout this joint practice, whatever week you want to call it. Sidney Brown didn't like that, apparently, is the story that came out. And I think that's exciting. Competition's a good thing. It's healthy. Terrell Edmonds kind of sitting back, hanging out. I thought that he would emerge as the safety one out of this group. It's interesting to see that it's Reed Blankenship, but apparently Sidney Brown's had a couple great hits too. He said he doesn't want to hurt people, but he wants them to remember who he is. And I thought that was a pretty mature way to put it and a good mindset. So, I mean, anybody can talk, but it's nice to see that he backs it up with a couple good hits because I think it's kind of been a while, at least since Malcolm Jenkins, since the Eagles have really had a safety that's pretty decent at covering the run, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, Reed Blankenship did not dress in the first preseason game, which is a good sign for them. That means he's probably like number 1 right now, right? That's what it seems like. And then everything else coming out of training camp seems like Sidney Brown may not be racking up the stats. Like, he may not have the picks or fumble recoveries, all this, but it sounds like he's, like, always around the ball. He's flying around. So, I mean, that's good. He's a young guy. He has, if you want to call it professional experience, because he was in the Canadian League. I don't know why we let them be a country still. But I feel good about that. And, you know, Edmonds, he can play special teams. It sounds like they're trying him out in like that, like hybrid linebacker role too. We'll see. I don't know. I wouldn't put a lot of money on that, but I think Edmonds makes the team. But I actually feel very good about this safety position. Feel 1,000 times better than I did in April after the draft. I was like, oh, all right, that's what we got. So, yeah, I think this is a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, I mean, all I gotta say is it's awesome seeing Blankenship get that, you know, not dress on Saturday night because he was undrafted, right?
Who? Sidney Brown?
No, Blankenship.
Oh yeah, Blankenship was undrafted. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sidney
so that
Brown
it's
came from nearby.
yeah, so it's cool to see Reed Blankenship, a guy who was undrafted, making these big plays. He played well for us when we needed him last season. So it's nice to see that they're giving him some credit for where credit's due. But I love competition. Big competition guy. This makes the players, as they say, iron sharpens iron. Like, this is going to be dangerous. You know, we'll have a good number 2, a good number 1. So I'm excited to see where this battle, you know, ends up come game 1, season 1.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, I think going into the season, we were looking at safety and linebacker definitely being the weak spots of this defense, especially after the draft where, like, Jesus Christ, we didn't really do much. But, you know, ever since last season, apparently the team has had 100% confidence in Blankenship taking over that role. And clearly this preseason he's been showing it. Terrell Edmonds, I really did think was going to be kind of like Dalton was saying, that number 1. I mean, he was a solidified starter on the Steelers before he came here. And, you know, I did think that he was going to be kind of taking over that role. But, you know, the emergence of Sidney Brown, I could definitely see him taking over that spot from Terrell Edmonds. I haven't heard anything about Terrell Edmonds this preseason. I don't know if you guys have, but I haven't heard a single piece of news on him.
Yeah, right.
Jack shit is what I've heard. Jack shit.
You're frozen, Dalt.
All I heard was jack shit. So I agree with that. There's been
I do shit.
You're muted, Dalton.
Oh, you're muted.
Did that just freeze up for all you guys too? I thought that was only on my end.
No, you froze up.
Oh,
All you were saying was jack shits.
So I guess if you had to give me 2 starting safeties next year, who would you give me, Matt?
I would give you Sidney Brown and Reed Blankenship. That's who I want.
Yep.
Nothing's better than a hitting safety. I mean, like, it really energizes the crowd. Malcolm Jenkins hitting Brandon Cooks in the Super Bowl, like, that was energizing, man. And, like, if we could have that every single game, like, fuck yeah, dude. Like, let's hit the shit out of people.
What's that YouTube? What is that YouTube video go? Something. Hardest hitting safety in the league. Darren Sharper, hold my dick.
He put the team on his back. He broke his leg for his corner.
Put me in, Dutchie. Put me in, Dutchie. Nah, this is actually Malcolm Jenkins' glove. Believe it or not.
It fits your hand really well, actually.
Yeah.
Sean's a big man. You'll see when you meet him.
Dude, big hands. You know what that means.
Uh-oh.
Time for everybody's favorite part of the show, 302 Trivia, with your host, Jack Dorden, the mayor of Delaware.
Okay, thank you, Fantasy Football Network, for that sponsorship. The question we have for tonight was, how many playoff games did the Eagles win during the 1980s? A2, B3, C1, D0. How many playoff games did the Eagles win in the 1980s? A2, B3, C1, D0. The right answer is 2.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
That one.
What is that noise? It's not mine. My fan's off. I don't know what that noise is.
Hey,
Not
Sean.
me.
Sean,
Yeah.
let me see the glove again.
It has a signature. It's very, very faint, but he signed it. But yeah,
You've definitely jerked off with that glove on.
no, I have not actually.
Also, follow up to the trivia. Will Jack
Morgan's face is turning so red, Josh.
Will Jack Dorton find his keys come Friday?
We will, Jack. We're gonna get your keys. We're gonna find them.
Next time. Now you know you got to put an air tag on them bitches.
Oh yeah, for sure. Damn straight.
You have a
Yeah,
lanyard. Like that's what I don't get. Like you have a big blue lanyard on.
This is literally mine right here. An Eagles lanyard,
bigger than that.
and that's it.
Like I don't know how I lost it.
I will say, like Jack puts all his stuff in like a different location. Like he'll put his cup like here, his AirPods here. Like he is very like scatterbrained when it comes to like he loses his stuff a lot,
especially on the golf course.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, well, Jack, what you shoot?
Oh, I played like shit that day. I shot like
You were looking for your keys.
Yeah, I was, and also I was in a pissed off mood. So I just getting into that round, I should have never played because I just wasn't thinking straight at all. So anyway, kick it to you, Dalt.
That's all I got. Thank you. I appreciate y'all for jumping on. If you guys haven't, I want to just thank all of our sponsors for this season. We're going to be ramping up content with them. Cut Bet, make sure the best way to bet a social betting platform, peer-to-peer, better than Venmo, better than Handshake. You can also download the Fantasy Football Network, like Jack highlighted, Nick's Pizza, El Diablo, 2 phenomenal restaurants to eat at. And then last but not least, I think we're also looking at teaming up with Klondike Kate's this season and doing a couple pregame shows on their deck, live broadcasts. So stay tuned for that. Got some cool stuff in the works. But other than that, I don't got anything. So I will kick it to Jackson to do what he does.
Yeah, I got 2 things. What Matt said early on in the show. When is that starting up? The Madden.
Beginning of September is when we're going to be unbanned from TikTok to be able to live stream our games.
Okay. Well, I will be on that with you, Matt. We can play together. Do you have PlayStation?
I don't have a PlayStation, but if you have the new Madden, I can still play with you because it's cross-platform.
Yes, I'm going to get that tomorrow because it comes out tomorrow. But without further ado, I'm glad that Josh is on. Josh, I don't think he'll be on the next 2 weeks. Is that what you said? You got busy with work?
I will not be on next week. I should be on the week after. Next week is the week from hell, work-wise. That's okay, though. Somebody's got to work.
Exactly. Without further ado, hey, Josh, you know, it's an outro, not an intro.
It's a car key, not a golf ball, you dumb bitch.
Fuck off, Dutch. I'm on vacation.